Okay, hi again. I don't know if this is going to be connected as the same stream or a different stream, so I'm going to give YouTube just a second to see if it's actually working or not, and if it is, then epic. If not, then I guess I'll... It's registered as a new stream. Okay, well, we're gonna quickly TLDR this real quickly. Let's just kill this process. Excuse you. Oh, I did kill it by accident. Okay. Let's do new tab, go away tab, cd tilde forward slash, nvim, and then we'll just make this really big. Okay, so let's quickly just go over what my sort of plan for this stream is, because apparently YouTube killed the last one, so I'm just gonna delete the last one because it's like 5 minutes of just what's happening. So what I'll be doing real quickly is I'm gonna turn the music up actually, so it's audible. That's a bit loud. Yeah, think about there. Music and me, by the way. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyways, so what we'll be doing is the first thing we'll be doing is the intro, which we're doing right now, which is all nice and fun. Basically establishing what's happening and all that other stuff. So if you're watching this as a VOD later, you can kind of jump around and kind of understand what the plan is. The next thing is that we'll be doing is we're going to be primarily doing RTFMing, reading the friendly manual of Godot. So I'm kind of chipping through it. My plan is to basically kind of start it off as sort of a basic kind of slide into the energy of it and sort of roll with it and kind of go over it. I have a previous stream which I did yesterday, which was a bit of a bonfire because it was my first stream in a very long time. So that stream's a bonfire, a bombshell, but hey, it still works and we can play with it. And then after we do the RTFMing with Godot, depending on how far we play, I'm just going to do this as like a 2.1. We might play in Godot a little bit, kind of play around, have fun. And then after that, what I plan to do is I plan to later finish FNAF 1. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how time goes in allocation and the busyness of Bubs, because I'll probably only be doing the FNAF 1 thing if Bubs is here. If not, then realistically, I just see myself playing around more with Godot, and we'll go from there. So yeah, and might I add that finishing FNAF is for the first time. So yeah. So once again, if you're looking for the first part of FNAF, where we got to night 6, that's actually in the previous stream. So check that out if that is your desired outcome, I suppose. I don't really know what else I'd say about it. However, if you want to see the finish of it or whatever, then there you go. Just trying to think ahead. Let's actually quit out of all that. And then, yeah, I think that's basically good. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller once again. Oh, whoops, that's fun to look at. There, that's better. And then, yeah, let us slam back into the whole Godot thing. Actually, let me just make sure. Let me pull up a stream tool real quickly, just because I don't see some windows that I'm supposed to have. Oh, it's because they're hiding. They're scared. The window is scared of me. There we are. You can kind of see it for like 2 seconds there. It's just a little thing so that I can see the little chatter doodle, and also hello Bubs. That is right. FNAF later is completely dependent on you, so ha ha ha. Have all the pressure on you, nerd. And the Freddy Fazbear is over here. Man, that brain runs something. Yeah, anyways, let's see. I'm just trying to finish setting up my Godot because, or not my Godot, my OBS, because the fucking YouTube killed my fucking stream thing. So that's a wonderful. Oh, also, because awesome funness, I set up my entire chat for Twitch, but I'm gonna try, I'm gonna try YouTube this time around, so, that screen up there is just broken. I'm gonna blame it on Windows, despite Windows having absolutely nothing to do with that, because I can't. So just 2 more seconds just to adjust this. Yay, the new screen. The screen of bleh. I'm gonna... Bad streamer? Nah. It's fake news. Fake news. Well, yeah, anyways, now that this is, happening, actually, you know what, can I make this like an always on top window real quickly? Well, that's not what I meant to do, holy crap. Nope, I can't seem to make an always on top window, so I guess I will, give up. Also, wait, why? Sorry, this is like a side thing. So for context, I was just quick trying to see if like I can do like a YouTube chat thing, like if I can make this like always on top, so it's like I can maybe pin it like say like here or something. But you can see that won't work if I click off of it. However, the weird part that is extra weird to me is that by default it's top chat. Like, huh? Like, I understand the whole potential spam thing, but I mean, like, I am the streaminator. Isn't this something that I would want to see? This that doesn't seem too well thought out. Plus, like, what the hell is a fucking top chat thing for like a stream? Like, doesn't that need like upvotes and shit? I mean, I guess I can upvote you. Here, have a heart. I tried to heart and it broke and signed me out. Okay, YouTube streaming is the absolute best thing in the world. Let's see if this updates. I need to sign in with my device again because holy crap. I just wanted to read a manual, man. We're like 15 minutes in and it's OBS and YouTube. Ah! Okay, let's just enter my password, please. I just want to password it because Google's fucking password authenticator thing is stupid. Hit phone on tablet or password. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't care. 2FA is actually a good thing, believe it or not. I find it very funny though because it does rely on me already having logged into my Google account. But alas, there we are. Okay. Will it update chat with the history? If it doesn't, I'm going to be a little bit salty. Everyone's leaving messages. I'm just the best. Yes, you are. Here. Yeah. Here you are. Booble Shaludo. You have been promoted to the mod. So there you go. I can apparently manage things in here, which is kind of nice. It, feels a little janky. It's, like, telling me to, like, check out the community guidelines without a way to, like, close the window. It's just kind of, like, I have to just sit here and stare at it. That's awesome. And I can't use any reactions in the YouTube chat. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna move on. We're actually gonna go into the actual fucking. Oh no, I said naughty word. We're just gonna go into the actual content now and try suffer from there. So. Okay. Off we go. So yes. So I reiterated that on this yesterday. I'm just gonna bring this up one more time, just for the sake of the giggles. Is with the Godot stuff. If you wanna read or watch the previous stuff, that is in yesterday's stream, which you can find on the YouTube channel, just youtube.com/rollbyte. And if you want to see the FNAF stuff, because that's what you're here for, that's fine. But we play effectively all of game 1 in that last stream, and we're planning to finish it tonight. So if you are not interested in that, that would be fun. Yeah, so just be aware of that. Let me very quickly change one more little thing with the stream, because I want to try edit the stream, and then when I edit the stream, then I can do things with the stream, because stream. Yes, public, no thumbnail. Can I, do I have a live stream category? I might not have a live stream category. If I don't have a live stream category, that's very weird. I don't have a live stream category. That's a weird thing not to have. New playlist, live _stream. Live stream and show me. There we are. Newest first. Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. All right, let's just slam it. And I can add more thingies later. Okay. That's actually with the YouTube stuff, because I don't want to waste 30 more minutes dinking around with YouTube burgly. Trying to see if there's anything I'm missing. I think it's okay. I don't think there's anything else that's crucial that I'm missing. Shut up now, Red! I don't care about chemistry now. We wish for love. I wanna see the default chat, because if I don't see the default chat, then I am going to there we are. Okay. Alright, now that everything is synced up and done, I'm actually going to start now, because holy shit. So yeah. So again, with the godot thing, previous night if you want to see it. If not, then I'm not sure what you're expecting. I guess, hey, thanks for hanging out with this personality. Yeah, let's just slam on with it, I guess. So, carrying on up to date, step by step, the series builds upon the introduction to Godot, and we'll get you started in the editor and the engine. You will learn more about nodes and scenes, code your first classes with GD script. Hey, some coding experience today, NeoVim. NeoVim. Can I get a? Where did my what? NeoVim. Did NeoVim break? Or not NeoVim? Western. Okay, that's... Why were you coming up? I had you selectory-doodled. Okay. macOS is perfect and flawless, and there's nothing wrong with macOS. But yeah, NVIM mentioned. NVIM? NeoVim? 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 Sorry. I can't think of separate names. Let's actually put out there. Let's see. The following lessons are here to prepare you for your first 2D game, a step-by-step tutorial where you will create a coding game, or you will code a game from scratch. By the end of it, you will have the necessary foundations to explore more features outside sections, in other sections. We also introduce links to pages to cover a given topic in depth where appropriate. I'm going to kind of just keep reading, because I think bouncing around and sort of, I'm going to call it link hell is not fun, so I'm just going to kind of just roll with it. And we'll see what happens. Hello, Adam! I don't know if that's how you'd like me to refer to you, but hello. This is an actual stream this time, not a restream. I apologize for last stream being a re-upload thing. I thought nobody was going to watch it, and then just, yeah, you showed up. So hi, sorry, I feel bad, not gonna lie. I'm streaming here today essentially because of you. So hey, have fun with that, I guess. Feel special or something. Yeah, we're just gonna be doing the Godot stuff for the next, say, hour and a half at least, and then dip after that. I mean, hey, nice, appreciate it. You do you. I'm not the keeper of your time, but hope you enjoyed what part of it you did watch. Hopefully it wasn't absolutely dog water, because that was like my first stream in like 3 years. Since I was a naive little baby child who thought that streaming was easy and I just had to turn on camera to actually get views or any sort of acknowledgement, so that's fun. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of keep rolling with the sort of same thing as yesterday, just RTFMing and have fun. So I'm just gonna slam back into it and just kind of keep the pace up. Let's see. Nodes and scene. Overview of Godot's keys concept. Overview. Oh my gosh, I'm screwing this up immediately. In overview of the Godot's keys concepts, I can't say it. I'm just moving on. We saw that a Godot game is a tree of scenes. That each scene is a tree of nodes. In this lesson, we'll explain a bit more about them, and you can also you will create. Oh my god, I cannot read today. Holy shit. In this lesson, we explained a bit more about them. You will also create your first scene. Okay, there we go. I did it. Yay. Nodes. Nodes are fundamental building blocks of your own games. They're like ingredients to a recipe. There are dozens of... that feels weird to read. Dozens of kinds that can display an image, play a sound, represent a camera, and much more. Yep. That makes entirely sense. They covered on that yesterday. All nodes have the following characteristics: a name, edible properties. They receive callbacks and update every frame, or to update every frame. You can extend them with new properties and functions. You can add them to another node as a child. Yeah, that kind of goes into this whole sort of object orientation stuff that they were talking about yesterday, so that makes sense. Um, the last characteristic is important. Together, nodes form a tree, which is a powerful feature to organize projects. Since different nodes have different functions, combining them produces more complex behavior. As we saw before, you can build my gosh. You can build a play. Oh my gosh, I cannot read today. What the hell? RTFM stands for Read the Friendly Manual. So that's nice and fun. Yeah, rolling forward. You can build a playable character as the camera follows using a character body 2D node, a sprite node, a camera node, and a collision node. Yeah, sorry, I just want to finish that. It was like itching away at the back of my brain. Long story short is I plan to make this streaming a regular weekend thing. And I am I want to use Godot for the majority of it because Unreal's fine, but I am cheap. that's honestly why I'm not using Unreal. And I mean, honestly, there's more than that. I want to get more actual coding experience, and I have heard interfacing with Unreal and it's C++. Apparently, you can just do things where, like, if you like save a file that's like bad, you just crash the entire engine and it just will refuse to relaunch. So that's a little scary. And then Unity had all the Unity stuff going on. And for me, it's kind of a broken plane with that. So, or broken plane of glass. So, although Unity, I'm like I played with Unity, it's a fine product as far as I've had experience with it, and I don't have any direct issues with Unity. All of the stuff that went on with it is very fun. If those, because I'm also archiving this. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that with SD2. I actually whoops, not mean to open that. I actually have buried way off over here. Let's see. This is actually a super old post that I made as well, but I'm actually I actually at some point would like to play around with the Vulkan SDK. So I have that installed, and I was kind of playing around with it for a couple minutes. But it's one of those things where, like, I feel like I should make a smaller, simpler project that's based on something, see what sort of things I like, what I don't like, and then once I'm very opinionated, then I can move forward into doing something. But I'm effectively a junior coder right now with very little actual experience, so me attempting to code right now, code my own game engine from scratch would be absolute garbage. Let's see. From you, I made a 3D game engine, but I can't get the textures to. YouTube is blocking that word. I'm guessing it looks like MD. The texture's not to work. Yes, that is. I have played around with Blender, so I'm quite familiar with Blender. I should say, not that I played around with it. I'm quite familiar with it. And I know, like, all the texture stuff you can do is a huge pain in the ass. Like, not like programming, but like. I can just imagine the inner machinations and just the levels of Sudoku that wishes to encourage. So that's very fun. Let's see. Let's carry on rolling. Scenes. When you organize nodes into a tree, like our character, we call this construct a scene. Once saved, the scene works like a new node types in the editor, where you can add them as a child of an existing node. In that case, the instance of the scene appears in a single node with its internals hidden. Scenes allow you to structure your game's code however you want. You can compose nodes to create custom and complex node types, like a character that runs, jumps, life bar, a chest, and you can interact with more. Yeah. That makes complete sense. It's effectively how most everything game dev, like, from my experience, works, so that's thrilling. The Godot editor, essentially the scene editor, it has plenty of tools for editing 2D and 3D scenes, as well as user interfaces. Godot can perform... a Godot project can contain many of these scenes as you need. The engine only requires one as your application's main scene. Same thing as index.js or something like that. this is the scene. Godot will first load when you or a player runs the game. On top of acting like nodes, scenes have the following characteristics. They will always have one root node, like in player in our example, right there. You can save them to your local drive and load them later. You can create as many instances of a scene as you'd like. You can have 5 or 10 characters in your game created for from your character scene. Yeah, so essentially indexing her the way. Why, thank you. Gracias. I don't have anything to say to that other than thank you. I don't know. Brain go burr. Throw like a blush on screen. There we go. Let's keep rolling with it. I'm actually gonna close that side panel so it's more dark mode. Actually, there we go. Lights off. Oh, dark mode. We're going full hackster now. Now we need like that. What would you call it? The jaw harp with the. Let's see. Let's see. Creating your first scene. Let's create a first scene with a single node. To do so, you'll create a new project. First, after opening the project, you should see an empty editor. Yeah. Do I want to do this side by side, or do I want to kind of just read the thing and then kind of redo it? I think what I'll do first is I'll read this. I'm kind of already familiar with this, so I should be able to burn through this. But I think I'll read through this section first, and then kind of just re-hammer out what it says. So let's go from there. So got that. In an empty scene, the scene doc on the left side several options to add a root node quickly. 2D scene adds a 2D node. 3D scenes adds a node 3D node, and the user interface adds a control node. What is a control node? I actually don't know. Is that just a UI node? I need visuals. My brain is small. I'm guessing a control node is kind of just like an abstract concept. It's kind of like an empty parent type thing. Just kind of something to stitch everything under, you know. That is my guess. I'm guessing it'll be clarified later, though. These presets are here for convenience. They are not mandatory. Other nodes lets you select any node to be made in the root node in an empty scene. Other node is equivalent to pressing and adding add child node button at the top left of the scene dock, which usually adds a new node as the child of the currently selected node. Fair enough. We're going to add a single label node to our scene. Its function is to draw the next, it's to draw text on screen. Add a child node button or other node to create a node. Create a node dialog opens. Yep. Select the label node. You can search for it. Yep, that makes sense. Easy gooey. Click on the label and click on the label node to select it, and click create button at the bottom of the window. Okay. I'm guessing that's for the custom widget here. Yeah. Okay. That was a little bit out of not out of context, just weirdly placed. A lot happens when you add the scene's first node. The scene changes from a 2D to the 2D workspace because the label is a 2D node type. The label appears selected in the top left corner of the viewport. The node appears in the scene dock to the left, and the node's properties appear in the inspector in the dock on the right. Yay. Let's see. I don't know why, but the abstractions of data make things more complicated to understand. Yeah, that's something that I've always actually I guess I'll hop into NeoVim for this for like 2 seconds. It's just, long story short, is like that's one thing that like I've always hated about like Python, is you'll just see something that's like import like library, and then it's always just something vague like library dot like do underscore the underscore thing, and then it's just like, I'm a programmer, but you have zero idea what's happening underneath, and you're just so confused. And then, like, when it's all said and done, you're just sitting there, and it's like, you learn nothing except for Python syntax, and it's just so frustrating, because you're just like, okay, correction. If you wanted it as a learning experience, it's great, but, like, if you wanted it for, like, anything else, then it's just a pain in the keister. So it's just, it's just, that's something that's like, always bothered me about Python, is it's just, like, an abstraction like language. Like it's so fun. That's why I'm making a new coding language, so I can understand the abstractions better. Yeah, that's a super valid point. I actually at some point I purchased these books. It's like what is it? It's like building a compiler in Go, I think is what it was. Yeah, Thornball. Yeah, this one. So I got the book bundle for this. I want to get like a really solid foundation first of like programming and doing things. And kind of like make some smaller stuff to see what I like and what I don't like, and then I'd like to do something like this after, to totally get like down in the dirt, I guess. I don't know what else to say. Just go way too hard and just embarrass myself by making a language worse than any other before, and suffer. But that's a later thing. Let's see. Needs a better name though. It's named CTL, not a coding language. Yeah. Call it what is it? SL scripting language. Because in that way it will lure in all the developers who are like, oh, this should be easy, and then, well, actually, to be fair, I have no idea what type of language you're making right now. It could be a scripting language like Python or Lua. It could be something else. I don't know. Best of luck, though. That is certainly pain. Well, not pain, but what is it? It's fun. Small city. Oh yeah, no. I completely get that. I use macOS because, long story short, some apps are still very nice to have. But like I am effectively off the Windows game except for Rainbow Six Siege and like one or two VR things. It's just pain. And yes, I am too distractible. How dare you? Let's see. Change the nose property. The next step is to change the label's text property. Change it to Hello World. Heading in the inspector dock in the right of the viewport. Click inside to see the text of the property and enter Hello World. That makes sense. Draws text. Makes sense. You can move your label in the viewport by selecting the move in the toolbar. Oh, it's this song. Completely forgot the song existed. With the label selected, drag it anywhere in the viewport, move it to the center, delimited by a rectangle. Everything is ready to run in the scene. Press play button in the upper left, and yep, okay, that's easy. Save it. I'm going to skip through most of this because this is really easy to skim and reference. The save scene has a dialogue, like file dialogues in the editor, allows you to create save files inside the project. The res path at the top of the window represents the project's root directory and stands for the resource path. For more information about paths and godot, see file system. I definitely want to peek at that later. The song is something that I made ages ago, and I completely forgot that it exists. Will OBS tell me what the name of the song is? Nope. Just something I made ages ago. So that's fun. That's why I was so thrown off, is because I didn't recognize it. And yeah, I make all the musics. I've played around with quite a few things. You can see I have, just on my taskbar actually, I have Ableton, Bitwig, FL Studio, Logic, and I think there's one more, Reaper, in there. Yeah, I remember. The song was very nice where I sent you that apology thing. I didn't have much time today to view it because I effectively woke up, drove an hour and a half, did mountain biking for like 2 hours, took the dog for like another hour walk, and then another hour and a half drive back, and then now I'm doing the stream. So there was like food somewhere in there, but yeah, that was effectively my entire day. So fun. I am digressing way too much. Yeah, I'm not sure if you saw it. Long story short, on your most recent thing, I just gave you a very quick I just sent you a very small thing. Yeah, I'll let you read it since you're gonna do it. It was basically like I felt terrible because the stream was pre-recorded, or yeah, it was pre-recorded, and I saw you like messaging, and I'm like, oh, I feel like a dick. Feel free to delete it though. No pressure at all. Let's see. Oh yes, that's the file system which I want to read later. Let's see. Let's carry on. The application should open a new window and display text like "Hello World." Yep. Close the window and press F8 or Command plus dot on macOS to quit running the scene. Setting the main scene to run our test scene. We use the run current scene button, which allows another button next to it allows you to set and run the project's main scene. You can press F5 or Command B on macOS to do so. Because there's GUI buttons for this, I'm not going to learn that. In one ear, out the other. A pop-out window appears and invites you to the main scene. That is neat. I'm guessing I'm guessing when it says invite, I'm guessing it means it will unload your current scene and then load the new one in. Let's see. Click the select button and the file dialog appears. Double click on label.tscn. That makes sense. The demo should run again. Moving forward, every time you run the project, Godot will use the scene as a starting. And yes, I did write a whole chapter. I don't know. I felt bad. I didn't know what else to say. Feel free to delete it. I don't want to log up your like videos post section. I don't know. I felt like I had to say something. I apologize. Oh wait, I just realized this is hold on a second. I can do integrations. Hold on a second. Oh no, my cursed YouTube feed. Whatever will happen. Okay, let's see. Hopefully this works. Oh my gosh, shush. You can go away. Yeah? Can I do a pop-out chat? Pop. Yeah! Yeah! Okay, now I want to, close that window. Then what I can do is I can, heckin'... Yeah! We got chat! Woo! I don't know why it took me that long to realize it. I was lost in the Godot sauce. Well, I mean, hey, this works. This is a cute little way to do it. I need to fix this at some point, and yes, it is. I mean, hey, it's a stream. If it wasn't for the interactions, it'd just be a video. Anyways, yeah, let's keep going. The demo should run again. Moving forward, every time you run the project. Godot will use the scene as a starting point. Yep, just read that. The editor saves the main scene's path in a project.godot file in your project's directory. While you can edit the text files directly and change the project settings, you can also use project settings window to do so. For more information, see project settings later. In the next part, we'll discuss another key concept in the games of Godot, creating instances of a scene. That is something that I struggled with playing around, so goes to show you I did not RTFM. So, real quickly, we'll pause here for just a brief second. That'll be a teaser for the next part with all the visuals, all the pretty lights and stuff. I'm gonna open up Godot and do effectively what it said. So, new scene. We will create a new folder for this. Let's see. I have a whole folder that I dumped this into. Volumes. 970. Oh. Let's go to volumes. Yep. Projects. Cool. And then I need to jump to the most newest one, which is going to be 0161. 0161. 161. There we are. Dash. Then I'll just name this. I don't know. Nodes underscore and underscore scenes. I'm going to do everything in compatibility mode until otherwise specified. Yep, I don't see anything wrong with this. So let's slam into it, I guess. So Godot now starts up. I don't know why. macOS loves to just always start stuff on like the Mac screen instead of like my actual screen. So that's wonderful, I guess. Okay, so it's saying other node label. From here, change the text to... hello. That is an Odin reference. I don't think I need to do anything else. I think I just need to kind of zoom in because I think this, from what I recall, this blue box here is like the render window. So I just need to roughly center this. Is there a way to like center? There doesn't seem to be any snapping. There seems to be kind of this, so I guess that's kind of as close as we're gonna get to snapping. Does this let me snap the points? Oh. First it felt a little weird there. No, I guess not. I think that's center. That's just to run the current scene. Yeah, label. I want to make sure this works. Yep, that's a hello. What I'm actually going to do real quickly is I'm actually going to completely kill this godot instance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, off screen, just shove that like one layer deeper, because I plan for that for that folder to be kind of like all my godot playing sort of stuff, right? So I'm going to new folder 0161 dash I'm just gonna name it godot underscore RTFM RTFM. That seems cool. Yep, there we are. Let's see. Yeah, just run a strong magnet across your RAM. There's a chance it will center. Yeah, a chance. Not a strong one, but there is certainly a one. Quick little chug of a drink. Okay, so now I've done that. Godot will lose that project, but now I'm imagining they're going to ask me to create a new project at some point in time. So we'll keep rolling with it and see what happens. Creating instances. In the previous part, we said that the scene is a collection of nodes organized in a tree structure with a single node as a root. You can split your project into many number of scenes. This feature helps you break down and organize your game's different components. You can create text in as many scenes as you like and save them as files with the TCSN extension, which stands for text scene. That is not what I did not know that's all that is. I'm guessing, I don't know this for certain. I'm guessing if I go into I need to force quit this. If I go into the folder for this, 970, projects, 0161, and then I need to, do I need to go a layer deeper? I guess I should. Yep, and then neovim this. I should have done it in Explorer. If I go into here, now looking around, so here's effectively what the default scene looks like. If I create a new TSN scene, real quickly after Godot starts up, because I did not think this through, I'm curious if it will actually just be effectively just a quick scene, kind of just outlining what the scene is, or if it'll be something else entirely. Let's see, just gotta reload the project just because. Oh no, I might have screwed myself. Okay, wait, rectangle, come save me. Can I home center? Yes. That is not the one I want. I accidentally dragged the window, so it's like perfectly 1 pixel off the screen, so I can't even see it or click it. So that's thrilling. And alrighty, Atom, I will see you later. And by later, I mean in a minute or so. Let's see, import. Okay, trying this one more time. So, I just need to go from here into the / volume. Oh, I can't do that. Volumes, and then 970. That's just my external drive projects. And then now I need to jump from here all the way down into godot RTFM, and then the scenes, and then select current folder, I believe. Yay! Found the thing. So import and edit. So it was now just you can't really see it because it kind of got cut off on the previous screen, but it was like, yeah, we imported everything. So that's cool. So anyway, so if I create a new scene, I believe in here, yeah, that's how I learned to do it. I'm just gonna do the name just like test. Test underscore text scene. We'll do it with, I don't know, just the node. Sure. Because I just want to save it so I can see this. And then if I save this and then hop into the Western, I don't know if it's going to be in here. What am I doing? I can just grep for this. Find it. So I want to look for, let's go back one. I think here's where it was. Oh, no, it's right there. I'm blind. So here's label. So, node name label, offset type. Okay, yeah, so it seems to be a pretty simple parsed language where you just have the quote-unquote title for it, just kind of denoted by square brackets like this, like those, and then it just seems to be kind of broken up by, I don't know if I don't know if the spacing is significant. I'm gonna try to delete a space and see if that does anything. I would imagine not. Discard all local changes and reload. Oh, that did seem to do a thing. Oh no, because I loaded the other one. So what if I go back to label? Oh, label still loads. Okay, so it's not Godot's own thing, scene, what have you, is not white space significant. It's just the labeling. I imagine they have like a built-in sort of formatter to kind of make it simpler. This is actually really nice though, because then if I have a more complex I'm trying to think how to put it. If I have a more complex scene that uses like I'll just drag this into let's discard that. I want to load into this. So there's one which was a polygon 2D. Yeah. So if I do this and I create, I can go like click, 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 and then I think right there, yeah, and I can make a shape. So now if I save this shape and then I go into the loady things again. And I go to test TC. Oh, you can see just the points right here. Okay, that's actually pretty declarative, surprisingly. I mean, hey, I guess don't overcomplicate it, but I'm surprised how simple it is, I guess. I mean, I guess it is labeled as a text scene, so that's neat. Sure, I mean, that's a thing. That's how it goes. Okay, sure. Let's open the arc again. Let's see. In the previous part, we saw that a scene is a collection of nodes organized into yes, the tree structure thing again. You can create as many scenes as you'd like and save them as files with the .tcsn extension, which stands for text. Yes, we read that part too. Here's an example of a ball is composed of a rigid body 2D. The node is is saved as a rigid body 2D node, as its root name ball, which allows the ball to fall and bounce on walls, a sprite 2D node, and a collision shape 2D. I want to delete the comments because, I'm going to delete the comments because I don't think anyone, fair enough. Well, I mean, you just outed yourself in the VODs, so, whoop. But I mean, that is also very much how Twitter, or not Twitter. It is the internet. This is how we live and die. I don't really know how else to put it outside that. Let's see. Here's an example of ball. Yep. Okay, we did that already. Once you save the scene, it works like a blueprint. You can reproduce it in other scenes as many times as you'd like. Replicating the object from a template like this is called instancing. Yes. The thing that is concerning to me is that you have to load this. I haven't played enough of Godot to properly understand this yet, but I believe there was a part with the scripting that was weird to me, where what you would have to do is you'd have to declare it and then spawn it. Like it's like you had to like load it first and then run it, which is like, it's fine. It makes sense. It was just a very weird thing in what's supposed to be a very integrated language. So that's very fun. Let's see. As mentioned in the previous part, instance scenes have a node. The editor hides their content by default. When you instance a ball, you will see only the ball node. Notice how each duplicate has its own unique name. Yep. Every instance of the ball scene starts with the same structure and properties as ball.tcn. However, you can modify each independently, such as changing how they bounce, how heavy they are, or any property. Yep, okay, that makes sense. It's copy pasting the text scene. So easy enough. In practice, let's see how instancing works. Okay. So it's suggesting to import the project. That is very odd. Oh, it's suggesting, I think, I create a new scene and then create an instance of the balls, so to say. Okay, I'm gonna skip past all these nodes because Most of the stuff is kind of self-explanatory. I'm mostly a lot more interested in the sort of logic and philosophy of it. Like I want to do the programming stuff and all this. This is just, the somewhat generic undo button is an undo button. Surprise. So let's keep rolling on, I suppose. Yep. Seeing instances as a design language. Instances and scenes in Godot offer excellent design language. Setting the engine apart from others out there. We designed Godot around this concept from the ground up. We recommend dismissing architectural code patterns when making games with Godot, such as the model view controller or entity relationship diagram. Instead, you start by imagining the elements players will see in your game and structure your code around them. For example, you could break down a shooter game like so. Yeah, so what I will say about the model view controller and entity relation systems is I watch way too much Primogen, long story short. What language does Godot use? So Godot uses three primarily from what I'm aware. They use GD script, which I believe is their own baked in. I don't think it's a compiled language. I think it's just like effectively parsed at runtime to do things. You then have C sharp, which works. However, C sharp from what I have heard, I don't know this yet, so many asterisks. But from what I heard, C like the minute you use anything other than GD script effectively, it actually removes the ability to do like web exporting. So if I want to like make this like an HTML thing, right? And then you can use any language to use. I had it in a new tab actually, because I wanted to read it. I believe it was the Godot. What was it? It was the GD something or others. If I jump back to here, it'll be okay. It was like a Godot extension. Something. Let's see. Godot extension. Godot file formats, Android library, principles, structure of Godot. It was in here. I actually want to know it for myself, so don't worry. It's not a hard view. Respond to your comment real quickly though. When the game is created, does it have like 5 billion files that it needs to run? I don't actually know. It's not very transparent. So what basically happens, I suppose, to try and share is, so if I click this, I didn't realize I had the scene open still. If I click the Godot, it effectively launches with that splash screen, and then once that's done, it then loads the project browser. Fair enough, that makes sense. I'm guessing it's just checking all of these files to make sure they're still valid or something. And then if you click on this again, it just loads this splash screen, so the same one before but bigger, and then it just loads into your last scene and stuff. So that is part of the reason why I assume it is interpreted. And then the other reason too is because if I go into Westerm and like this white space here, you can see it's all pretty much just straight up text. But if I do something like this and then I make this one, I don't know, let's do that number, and then we save it, and then we reload this scene, discard local changes and reload. That probably wasn't a big enough difference to actually see. Let's do this would be on the X, so let's do 300 here. So if we save this, Godot basically recognizes the change, and then now we can see a more obvious change. So this is why I assume it's effectively doing like an XOR comparison between the known state and like the current state, and then just up like being like, hey, there's a difference. Do you want to choose that difference or this difference? That's my guess though. I really have no idea. Check some no idea, honestly. No idea. I am very inexperienced when it comes to Godot. You work on your own language are kind of already shows that you're ahead of me. So let's see if Godot checksum comes up with anything. MD5 checksums in Godot. If that means anything to you, then MD5 means something to you. If not, then well, I guess we are here. So yeah, we'll just I'll just keep writing. Though I did want to actually pin one thing in here, so I do want to try to find that real quick. I thought I put in my little pins over here, but I might have accidentally deleted it. Oh, I do not think I want to go. Do I want to go to scripting languages? No. Yeah, I just want to be in the introduction here. Well, storing two files is way more inefficient than storing two numbers. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know much. I know. Okay, so this is, I guess, my sort of weird dichotomy is. Let me select all of these. B all delete. There we are. So like, if you imagine like a stack of just many things, like this. Like I suppose where like this is like yes, raw XOR logic, and then you have like up here which is like get element by ID like classic JavaScript. These are two things that I know I would say decently well, probably more than the average person, and then everything in here is a what the fuck for me. So like whenever I go to anything, I'm like, oh, it should be a basic function, or I'm like, we gotta make custom silicon for it. There's no other option. There's no in between. All of this, ignore it. It doesn't exist. So it just I am a wonderful jar of a what the fuck. which is kind of part of the reason for wanting to play around more and do more fun projects. So yes, again, a ball of what the fuck. Let's see. Let's see. Cause yeah, sorry. Like now thinking about the file problem more, I'm now recognizing like way more obvious things. Cause like I'm sure the like file system has a very easy way to look at the bits. So you could probably just like very easily on a system level just get like, oh, what's the file size of this in bits? And if different, then do something else. That probably makes a lot more sense. And I'm sure there's even more easy ways that I'm not even thinking about. Like, I don't know, you just look up like the Unix date of like the file last saved, because that seems to be like metadata in every file, and you just compare which one's newer or like if it matches your last. Yeah, there's a lot of ways I could have done that better. And this is why it's important to actually somewhat think out your systems. Yeah, I am a ball of something. Not something smart, just something goo and various humors. Alright, let's see if I can find that GD extensions thing, because I did actually genuinely want to read that before. Again, they mentioned Emacs and not NeoVim. What cursed thing is that? GD extension technology is what they call it. I wanna look that up. GD extension, because I don't want to do anything insane, but I would like to, if I have any semi-complex logic, I would like to kind of put that into, say, C++, or if I have to do something that is like networking related, I'd like to toss that into like Rust. Because I don't trust myself with I do not trust myself to not create memory leaks, or various out of memory accesses and other terrible things that name any tech brand has experienced this week. Very fun. Anyways, yes, so we're gonna add that there. Oh yeah, like random weird thing I'll bring up just because screw it. While I'm trying to figure out where I was. I am one of the weird ones who, despite being an absolutely beginner, I'm like actually somewhat fond of C++. Out of all the languages I've like played for, it's actually like my favorite language that I've played with. Maybe that's something to be fixed later. Uh, Memory leaks is not a problem. Yeah, there's the whole memory leaks is I believe you basically only make memory leaks with something like malloc and I think it's like D underscore alloc or something like that. Like I don't know C super well, so there's the asterisk there. But yes, like memory leaks are honestly a far lower concern for me. I'm more thinking of like out of access memory, uh, memory read out of access, like effectively the one where they can read out of like a defined length and then just basically do any RC they want. That's why I'm kind of like, yes, I'll do the Rust thing, and then hey, it looks good on a resume maybe. So there we go. Another wonderful drink of air brought to you by air. Okay, let's roll forward. Let's see. Change the property of one ball without using the inspector. Okay, yes, we read that. The physics material, we skipped past most of this because that was pretty obvious, I feel. Okay, yes. So let's talk about a scene. Oh yes, what I was going to acknowledge earlier about this too is like the Primogen thing that I was watching. Wow, that was a fucking side tangent. Anyways, but when it comes to things like when I've seen people effectively play around with like models like this, I have seen many new people be like, how do I make this system? And they're talking about coding like a Mario Super Meat Boy knockoff, and it's just like I don't know a lot yet. But I'm pretty sure you don't need an entity component system for a generic 2D platformer. That seems like it might be a bit much. Anyways, carrying on further, you can come up with a diagram like this for almost any type of game. Each rectangle represents an activity. Yes, this is the UML diagram, if I correctly, or something very similar to it. Carrying on. Once you have a diagram, we recommend creating a scene for each element that's listed in it to develop your game. You'll use instancing either by code or directly in the editor to build your scene of trees. Programmers tend to spend a lot of time designing abstract architectures to try to fit components into it. I've heard that people who do this need to find a better hobby. Don't know that yet, but man, when I've tried to do website stuff, yep, every time that's failed. That isn't fun, I think. Is that a Protogen in the background? Sort of. It is my own homemade toaster. Here, let me turn on the light so you can see them better. Where there's the light switch. What it is meant to be is it is meant to be something for when I reach 50 followers on Twitch. It is a little benchmark thing, and yes, your retinas, they're mine. Give me. But yes, that little toaster, they're just this little EPPP right now. They're sleeping until I can cross the threshold, or I decide to code it myself. But I'm lazy, and I'm also doing this, so hey, one or the other. But yes, long story short is that is a little surprise feature thing for future streams if I can reach 50 followers on Twitch. That's what I was trying to stream on Twitch on first, but that's a whole thing. Yes, lights back on. Whoop, that's the close-up. There we are. You saw nothing. Nothing happened. Let's see. Here's an example of a scene diagram for an open world game with tons of assets and nested elements. That feels way too vague to be anything valid, or worth actually like hardcore considering, I should say. I find it a little funny how you could argue so much about the door just right here, because I could very easily make an argument that a door should be part of a room or not, but fun times. Let's see. Let's keep rolling, and I'm actually gonna close that little side window thing again because I don't need it anymore because I'm very forgetful. imagine we started by creating a room. We could make a couple different room scenes with unique arrangements for the furniture in them later. Okay, let's just explain the there we go. Later we create scenes representing guards and add them to the citadel. They would indirectly add it to the overall game world. With Godot, it's easy to iterate on your games like this. All you need to do is create and instance more scenes. We designed the editor to be more accessible to programmers, designers, and artists alike. A typical team development process can involve 2D or 3D artists, level designers, game designers, and animators, all working in the Godot editor. Yeah. You know, it's great when you see help. I do not know the context yet. I just know there is a help. Instancing the process of an object from a blueprint has many handy uses. With scenes, it gives to you the ability to divide your game into reusable components, a tool to structure and encapsulate complex systems, language to think about your game's project structures in a natural way. The strategy goes there. Yep, I am. Listen, in my brain, there is 2 goldfishes being bunked around, and then once in a while they see a shiny. that is effectively the best way that I can describe my wee little brain. However, anytime I try opening the instance project, the whole thing crashes. That sounds like an old thing. Ooh, we got a Linux user here. Why do I feel like Brian Heshu is going to be a reoccurring character on this comment section? Let's see. Scripting languages. Hey, right into the part that I actually somewhat kind of maybe a little care about a little bit. Maybe I don't know. Oh god, this is a sound that I made like 2016. Storage it. Alright, trying my best to ignore it. And this also will give you an overview of the available scripting languages in Godot. You can learn the pros and cons of each option. In the next part, you will write your first script using GD script. Scripts attach to nodes and extend its behavior. This means that scripts inherit all functions and properties they attach to. For example, take a game where a camera 2D node follows a ship. The camera 2D nodes follow the parent. Yeah, that makes sense. Imagine you want the camera to shake when the player takes damage. This is a feature not built into Godot. You would attach a script to the 2D camera 2D node that could shake. Yes, that makes sense. Available scripting languages. Godot offers 4 gameplay programming languages: GD Script, C#, and via its GD extension technology, C and C++. Yeah, that makes sense. I thought. What's a node vault? Vault. Long story short is so what I've effectively gathered so far is a node is a predefined class that effectively outlines some sort of characteristic. So like as an example, I think Godot's still open over here. So like yeah, so for instance I have a polygon 2D which right here can be used to render the thing. A variable. What is a node vault? Would a variable be a way to define this? Because the way that I see it is like feel free to correct me, but like we can see here it contains like a packed 2D vector array which has like many things in it, and then I imagine if I were to create and like to be very clear, I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm correct. I might also be completely misinterpreting this, so that's cool. But if we do like a collision polygon 2D, I imagine the logic for this empty polygon 2D. Oh yes, this is something that I was trying to do. I was trying to make this so that this parent's the parent. But anyways, like if I do something like this, wouldn't this have more logic associated with it, or is that just something that's completely yeah, I think that's like I lack a lot of the terminology to like properly define these things, so I am very grug brain when it comes to explanation. But yeah, so if we quickly save this is the test scene. So if I reload test scene.tcn, Oh, it does seem to just be a single no, actually no, sorry, there I just remember this from playing around. So you can see there's multiple things. However, I do believe there was a yeah, I mean like there's all this stuff like texture data, skeleton, like global positioning. I can't see that all being all being one small contained thing. I don't know where it would be saved. So that's one thing that's immediately throwing me off, but I don't know where else it would necessarily be. Like long story short is like, well, okay, I understand this is the transform data for each point. I imagine it's like because of the 2D scene, I imagine it's like XY, 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 XY. And then I would imagine that wait, is that 6 points? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's 6 points. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty much almost guaranteed what it is. Yeah, I would believe that that what a node is effectively a class. Like as far as like something like C# or C++ is concerned, I can't see it as anything else other than effectively a class. And then they did also say it's effectively object oriented, like as a design structure. So I think it is I think it is best to think of it as like a class, and like you're just dealing with like 18 layers of inheritance by the end of your game, and somehow it works out. Let's see. More chuggy googie. Let's see. Yeah, so it supports all these languages. It's my call. Yay! We provide flexibility to answer the needs of different game projects and, the needs of different game projects and developers. One thing that I will say, maybe I'm being a touch foolish with this, I suppose, but like, with my very, very simple playing around of C# versus C++, I've actually never noticed a real strong reason to use C#. Like, I understand it's interpreted. I believe it compiles to C++. So you're effectively just writing a slightly simpler C++, and then there's a bunch of API things and, you know, Microsoft backing and all that wonderful stuff. But it's always been one of those things where we're trying to justify C# always just feels like a weird sort of middle ground compromise. Apparently it's higher level, I guess. Yeah, I mean, to I guess just illustrate it, it is to me, it's always felt like the like, if you just imagine like a very quick, like, you know, line. If you imagine like here is something like we'll do JavaScript, where you're not actually programming really anything, you're scripting. Like, you're scripting events, you're kind of passing things around and whatever. And then like down here you have like a much lower level language, like effectively as low as we will go modern day. You have something like, you know, C++ or Rust, right? I've always been confused about like this territory, where like, say like your where your Go or your C# lives, because like I understand they're like nice and fun and whatever. Assembly, yes. And then what we have is if we zoom way out here. Whoop, come on, there we are. If we zoom way out here, and then you have like a little box right over here. This is where ASM is going to be. That's the assembly node out here, but we don't talk about that. But anyways, yeah, like back to what I was saying is just like this like sort of territory in here. It's always felt like such a weird thing to me, because like I've always just imagined internally, like, why don't you just go full send into like a low level language, or why don't you just use a high level like scripting? And then so it's like, you know, if you're doing something like basic web browser scripting, you just use JavaScript, and then if you if you need something to be performing, you go for C++. Like I've always had issues with like, yeah, let's use Go or C++, because the way that I see it is that if you're not planning to scale horizontally, then you're just going to run into later issues later with like Go or C sharp, and then you'll need to write it in C++ or Rust anyways if that's your company's current philosophy. It confuses me. It makes my brain go herky. There. Whoops, wrong one. No, that's supposed to be the right one. What? I think did this break? I think this broke. I think this. Oh, I see. I think. Okay. Let's just be lazy as heck about this. And why are you doing this to me? That makes very little sense. Okay, we just have a rectangle out in space, I suppose. Delete objects. I don't understand what a finite designer is trying to do. Okay. I'm guessing it's going to want to a new boundary here. I need it for the next drawing session. I need it. We're silicon wafer impurity injection going in on this line. Yeah, so what you basically do is you go into auto hotkey, you basically just have the mouse do that. And you have it do that like 1,000 times, and then you'll be there. So yeah, that's about where the graph is. It's Pluto relative to the sun and Earth. That's kind of the best way to put it. Rolling forward more, I suppose. And use C# or C++ to implement complex algorithms. Oh, sorry. One more thing too. As far as I'm aware, it's C++ compiles with WASM pretty easily. Like I've only done a simple for loop that counts like 1 billion, but like WASM, like assembly, whatever, not WebAssembly. Yes, ATM machine. But yeah, like with C++, as far as it goes, it's just like, yeah, some of the imaginary plane. But like, yeah, as far as my understanding goes, it's just like C++ is like, it plays well with WASM. You don't have to deal with Microsoft's crap. You don't have to deal with like finding the right, like you don't have to deal with like mono shit. It's like, it just seems better. And like, as somebody who doesn't hate C++ syntax, I just scratch my head. I don't know. I digress. I don't know. Maybe it's ergonomics or something. We've read this. Well, okay. I will say the justification that I can think about C# is that it is garbage collected, so that inherently makes it kind of memory safe for the most part. Like memory safe as far as people are concerned. So like, and because it compiles C++, I guess it could be seen as performant, but like, again, it's like if you really need rock hard performance like data crunching, yeah, I don't know. I need we provide this flexibility to answer the needs of game developers, game projects and its developers. What language should I use? If you're a beginner, we recommend start with GDScript. Yep. I feel like Python has more syntax than lower level language. Well, that's so okay. So sorry to just touch on this for 2 more seconds. Because, oh my gosh, I'm goldfish brain. It very much to me feels like one of these things where, because Python is so trying to be so accessible, and not just so accessible, but like it's such a wide-reaching language. You have so many people coming in, being like, yes, like, yes, we have this Python library, but like, you know what? I think curly braces are weird to deal with. So instead, we're just gonna do like a pre-formatted line. So all you gotta do is make sure that your text file ends like just call this function, and in the function just call it as like a pre-formatted text. And then, we'll do the rest. And then all they're doing on the inside is looking for, like, a /n line break, whatever. Or maybe they're doing something cursed, like R and R, like RH, no, /a, /r/n twice, because they want to mimic the HTTP protocol. They want to feel low level. It's not about if it is low level, it's about how it feels. Okay, I want to move on. Which language should I use? Okay, yes, we're at that part. For C Sharp, you'll need an external editor like Visual Studio. Or Visual Studio. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. I have an LSP right here. I don't need nothing else. Suck it. Go away. We'll see Sharp support is now mature. You'll find a few learning resources. So you'll find fewer learning resources compared to GDScript. That's why we recommend C Sharp mainly to users who already have experience with the language. Cough, cough, Unity. Let's look at each language features as well as its pros and cons. GDScript. GDScript is object-oriented and imperative. The programming language is built for Godot. It's made by and for game developers to save you time coding games. The features include a simple syntax that features the most cursed thing of significant white space. I will die on this hill. That is terrible. I'm just saying Java versus C, C++, standard versus system.out. Yeah, I mean, like, it's I view these things as effectively the same, and this is one thing I'll actually somewhat argue as well. Is I have seen I forget what this operator is called, so I apologize. I know in like bit shifting, it's like the left shift operator in I think it's big Indian notation, but whatever. Anyways, I digress. Like in C++, whenever I've had to play with it, I can't think of any good C++ code right now, to be very clear, because my brain is but a potato. But anytime I've encountered anything, it's always been just something along the lines of like package, because I don't like to do the whole import thing. But it's always just been like package. I forget what the double colon operator is. Like I don't know the technical name for it, but it's like that, and then it's like func, and then whatever your args are, right? Like it's like it's always just been effectively the deluxe dot operator. I've never got it really, and then like with like LSPs too, like you can kind of just do the dot and then search, it's just always been one of those things. Like I've never felt that these are that different, and I think that's the C out thing has always just felt weird. And like, I mean, hey, if you don't like C out, you can always just printf because it's backwards compatible. Because C++ is a superset of C, so like, yay. I don't know. It's all fun and dandy. I am worked up things that I probably shouldn't be worked up much about as a junior. Let's see. Simple. Yes, the syntax. Blazing fast. Compilation loading times. They pulled a web developer. I hate it now. Junior. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the hell I am. I say junior because I am not employed in the programming space. So if I were to have a job in the programming space, I just say junior. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Leave me alone. Stop bullying me. Tight editor integration. Yes, that is easily the best part. Built-in vector and transformation types. Yeah, I could see how that'd be a bit of a pain or nice thing to have, because like my like complete idiot side was just like, vector, that's just 3 or 4 values depending on, or 2 values, whatever, like based on the value type. And it's like, oh, but then there's like accessing like the transforms, and then there's also like physics, because Unity does like the physics, I believe, is tied to the vectors, so that's fun. Now I'm keep bullying you for lunch money so I can afford a Monster Energy drink. Joke's on you, I got a nickel! I got none. I am poor. Oh my god, I just saw something I'm gonna love in a second. Supports multiple threads as efficiently as statically typed languages. No garbage collection. Dude, I have
I have not done a lot, but boy, the amount of times I have seen performance just dive off of a cliff because of GC is just pain. Um, as this feature eventually gets to its way of creating games, as this feature eventually gets in the way of when creating games, yes. The engine counts references and manages the memory for you in most cases by default, but you can also control memory if you need to. Yeah, I remember Primogen guy or whatever. Oh, that didn't sound like clapping. Wonderful. I don't know what this could possibly be referring to. Anyways, I remember the Primogen saying that one of the little tricks to improve garbage performance would be like if you just had like a very simple loop. I'm just gonna keep abusing this. But if they had like something very 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 simple like a for loop, like this, and then it's like, you know, things. But like let's just say like, you know, like they like had to do something where it's like you know, array dot append. I believe one of their quote unquote tricks was like if like let's say this isn't like a func. Oh, well, I guess it doesn't need to be in a function. But like let's say you have like a nested for loop like this. You know, the good old O squared at the very least. But you have a loop like this. One of their things was like instead of defining the array here, if like this is all where you needed it to be, you would basically define it one layer up from where it would need to be. I don't know why I defined an array like that. That's very wrong in many ways. There we are. I'm gonna use the JavaScript syntax for this. But yeah, like you then define the array here. You do the logic and then effectively do like an array dot clear. Like I don't remember what the syntax is for nuking an array, but you'd effectively do that. And then that way this loop can be like iterative without needing to like constantly like create a new like allocate a new space for the array and then do the array things and then like have GC later just completely nuke performance because, you know, it's absolutely crunched all your memory. So yeah, I don't know. Fun little thing I remember hearing, and that's how I interpreted it. Let's see. Gradual typing. Variables have a dynamic type by default. Honestly, not a fan. But you could also use type hints for strong type checks. Neat. I want to actually see what godot type hints look like real quickly. Type hints. Sure. GD quest. Why not? Var item equals that. Oh, okay. So you can. So basically use the colon operator and then you can like kind of predefine it. That is no, okay, that makes sense. Because you're basically just saying like item like variable name is an item, amount is an int with a predefined if null defined as 1. That's how I read that at least. That makes sense. Player controller, yeah, okay. This is pretty obvious. Ooh, the walrus. Yeah, okay, that seems fair enough. I'm guessing they have basic ones for like float, bool, integer. I'm curious if they have a double. Honestly, I'm not that concerned about double, but yeah, just curious. Okay, RTFMing now. Yeah, GD script looks like Python. Its worst feature. As you structure your code, blocks indentations, but it doesn't work the same way in practice. It's inspired by multiple languages, including Squirrel. What the frick is Squirrel? I want to look up Squirrel lang real quickly. Squirrel, the programming language. Oh my gosh. The double dot semicolon separator. Squirrel's a high level imperative object-oriented programming language designed for lightweight scripting language that fits in size, memory bandwidth, and real-time requirements like video games. Oh, I can definitely see where they got their inspiration. Damn, that is incredibly similar. Watch like wait, does this have like a full GitHub that I can like creep on? Squirrel's GitHub repo is here.
Dang, I'm just imagining now, like, long story short, it's like GD script is effectively just squirrel, and it's like, I don't like the braces, it should be white space, and then that's the only change they made, and then basically every time squirrel updates, they basically just go like, we'll just refork it again and remerge it. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, that'd be funny. In theory, data types are only there for the compiler. That's at least my ideology for my coding language. I may regret it later though. Yeah, so I'll say this is, so I have listened to a lot of programming talk. So these aren't firmly my opinions. I'm trying to transition from basically being a fly on the wall to actually doing stuff. But what I have come to enjoy a lot about strict types, as again my hyper junior status, is I can effectively do something along the lines of, okay, this doesn't seem to support comments, but like if I define something as like an int, you know, very very basic int right there. But if I define something very simply as an int like that, later I can do something like, you know, like assert, and then, you know, x. I'm gonna use JavaScript notation for this. That's what I'm most familiar with. I can then assert, you know, x is an integer, and then if not, then I can do like I can like crash, and then what that communicates to me is that effectively there is a very bad change between what's expected of the program and what's actually happening in the program. So like there's effectively a breakdown of either logic, communication, or both, and there's something going wrong there. So I personally like it as like a debug method, because in that way it kind of helps like me and what I've played with. It makes things a lot more clear, it makes things a lot more enforceable, and it makes things a lot more predictable, so to say. Because like if I try like make like an input for JavaScript, and then like I scream at the function, then like I know like post screaming that like, okay, so like this function is fine. Like it's not going to do anything weird. Except for that, like in the case of like JavaScript, you would have to like wrap it in like a try, and then like on failure, you then have to do like a catch. Let's see what you just said, because the other thing is getting off. List equals strings, chars equals ints, and floats are only there, are in their own dimension. Otherwise, they're just bytes. I'm just saying, yeah, no, like you're definitely right. I will make a couple sort of arguments for my very basic understanding. Is so like lists and strings, I'll actually simplify it to be able to even further with C, and just say that, hey, it's just an array with some form of int underneath. The only thing that I can genuinely think of that would, I guess not really think of, but the only thing that I would really think about would be how that data is then interpreted later. Because like, you know, like I think that can help sort of speed some stuff up. But like I said before, it's I personally think that the having an expectation and having that expectation maintained is the best excuse. Because like something like JavaScript, you know, like I don't hate changing a variable on the fly in its types, but I hate when a variable changes and I don't expect it to change, and I'm like, oh god, why did this change? This shouldn't change. In fact, actually, sorry, I'm very curious now. I want to do one thing. Let's just go to my my little duber dink. I'm going to just do a quick inspect element. There's like nothing here. I just promotion. If I do something like let's see, let's do like number is equal to, actually sorry, I'll say string is equal to, and I will enforce it as a type string, and then I will say like 0.1 2 3. Sure. Actually no, we'll do
we'll do 2, 3, 4 because you'll see why in a second. So if I do this and it's defined as string, and I try print string, string is that. If I do string plus 1, yeah, like that. like sorry, yes, my website, huzzah. But like right here is exactly like what I mean. Like I'm very aware that I defined it as like a string and I enforced it as a string. So I understand this is me like manipulating JavaScript to do like a broken thing. But like what I mean though is like I know JavaScript can be very fun with like messing types up and like doing weird things. And like this is what like I sort of mean, where it's like if a number is ever just interpreted as like a string and then that happens, it's just, I can see this being a huge pain, right? Yeah, so my music, if you go to volbyte.com/links cough cough, and you scroll down to where was it? It was in here somewhere. These are like all my various many links. I just have them there because it's like, hey, here's all my actual links. If it's anything else, don't trust it. Anyways, what I was gonna say is this is where all my music is. All of it. From like when I was actually like just entering high school. There is some very old things. They make me want to cry. But yes, carrying on. I should not be laughing at that stupid fucking joke. Anyways, carrying on, I guess. Oh, hey, I asked about why not use Python or Lua before. Years ago, Godot used Python, then Lua. Both languages integration took a bit of work, and we had severe limitations. For example, threading support was a big challenge with Python. Yeah, I've also heard that loops are a pain in the ass, and as far as I'm aware, loops are incredibly heavy with what do you call it? With I can't think of the name of it right now. Game development. There we go. The whole subject of what we're doing right now. So yeah, I can see why Python is not ideal. But hey, you know what? Now we're getting Mojo Lang. What is supposed to be a hyper fast AI language thing, whatever. Yay. Fun times. I'm basically here just be distraction the main goal of RTFMing Godot. Again, it's a stream. If this was meant to be just like robotic, just lock in, I would just connect this up to a shitty TTS, record the output, and dump it to a channel that's not under my name. But the thing is, that's not something I'm interested in doing. So, hey, we're here, we're vibing, and we're losing our sanity slowly. Let's see. Anyways, carrying on. Developing a dedicated language doesn't take us more work, and we can tailor it to game developers. Strongly disagree, but okay. Now we're working on performance optimizations and features that would have been difficult to offer in third-person languages. Yeah, that's much more reasonable. But I think the idea of like oh, developing a whole new language doesn't take more work. That's just silly. So that's what they want you to think, but it's a lot faster. I mean, the amount of aspartame that I'm pretty sure I ingest on a daily basis with, like, what they said in, like, 2008, I'm pretty sure I have the equivalent of, like, 50 BMG through my brain with the amount of quote-unquote holes it's making.
Ginger ale with the cranberry.
Okay, carrying on. .NET-C#. I hate the .NET name. I understand Microsoft does it because it's hip with, you know, the web bubble that happened in, like, what was it, like 2006 or something. I don't know. I was still to put it crudely shitting my pants whenever, like, the .NET bubble was like a thing. As Microsoft C# is a favorite amongst game developers, we officially support it.
C# is a mature and flexible language with tons of libraries written for it. We were able to add support for it thanks to the generous donation from Microsoft. Really? Thanks to a generous donation from Microsoft. Okay, I'm actually curious if Godot donations. I'm curious if the Microsoft donation that they're talking. Hey, Pyre Software. I'm curious if the Microsoft donation they're talking about is just like, hey, we added support, have fun, or if it's something more complex. Hey, Pyre Software again. I'm curious what site this links to. Oh, just their website. Okay, that's reasonable. That makes complete sense. But no, what I was saying, long story short, is yeah, no, I think it's one of those things where I'm very curious if the donation was actually like a monetary donation with a bounty, or if it was something else. Hey, I'm not wearing a suit. I'm dragging you into the void. There it is. There it is, void. I'm not wearing a suit. I'm wearing a bomber jacket with a shirt. And I am very bad at green screening, so I am floating. Look at what happens when I wiggle around. It's fun. Back to the back to the not that one. There we go. Beautiful. Let's see. Yeah, I'm curious what would be the incentive for C# is. It offers a good trade-off between performance and ease of use, although you should be aware of its garbage collector. Yes. The pain. Ow. Let's see. I'm gonna ignore what made the app. You must use the .NET edition of Godot editor to script in C#. You can download from the Godot website in the download page. Yeah, you see, I'm gonna be cheeky and I'm just gonna use the Steam version, so it's off the table. Since Godot uses .NET 6, in theory, you can use any third-party .NET library or framework in Godot, as well as any common language interface, infrastructure-compliant programming language, such as F#, Boo or Clojure CLR. However, C# is the only supported .NET option. Yeah, I've never heard of Boolang. Language. Wow, so they're just called Boo. I just want to see a programming example. Oh, it's significant white space. Sorry, just throw up a little bit. I've been watching a Grand Marine Neil for Godot for 1 hour straight. I am but a fox. I yap. Yap. Oh, sorry, no. Foxes don't know that. They go. Ah! There we go. I have harnessed the fox. Deep breath. Let's see. GDScript code itself doesn't include. Doesn't execute as fast as compiled C# or C++. However, most script code calls functions written as fast algorithms in C++ code inside the engine. In many cases, writing gameplay logic in GDScript, C# or C++ will have a significant impact on performance. And then you find out about all the edge cases. Projects written in C# using Godot 4 currently cannot be expected to export to the web platform. To use C# on that platform, consider Godot 3 instead. Really? Weird. Android and iOS platforms support support is available as of Godot 4.2, but it is experimental and some limitations may apply. That sounds like a crow. Oh yeah, sorry. I guess I'm like, hey! You know, no, okay, we need to fox screaming. Let's listen closely. Actually, I don't think you can. Here. There we go. Good enough. So I need to go more like ah! Got it. Beautiful. I have mastered the inner fox. Listen, man, I'm a fox that can talk. I don't do the screamy yip yaps too well. Let's see. Uh, to learn more about C Sharp, head to the C Sharp's basic page. No. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about C Sharp too much. You can use any version of the language or mixed compiler brands and versions to the greatest shared libraries used to the internal C API bridge. The GD extension is the best choice for performance. You don't need to use it throughout the entire game, as you can write other parts in GD script or C Sharp. When working with GD extension, available types, functions, properties closely resemble Godot's actual C++ API. That'd be neat if I ever want to actually like code things like in the engine, like you know, like can contribute a much more fundamental type that'll be used effectively everywhere. But I really don't see that happening from what I've seen. Godot has the basics covered. Let's see. Scripts are probably sorry. I just completely missed summary here, so I just immediately read scripts are files containing code that you attach to a node to extend its functionality. Like, wow, great place to define that. You can mix languages, for instance, to implement demanding algorithms in C or C++ and write most of the game logic using GDScript or C Sharp. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm leaning towards with GDScript for basically everything, and then any math like that's like intense, I would probably pass off to just C++, because you can just like, this is like one thing I've always found a little funny about like C developers is like people always like, oh yeah, C is like so much better, and it's like, my brother, you can just end it with a .c++ function and just only use the C functions if that's what you prefer, outside of like, you know, the obvious like class orientation notation. You know, I've been subbed to your channel for like half a year. I don't know why I first subbed to your channel. Well, gracias. I had no idea you were actually sub for a while. My guess, if I had to pin it, was you probably. I'm gonna delete that video because that video should not be here. That's destroying my whole vibe. I'm gonna delete that later. But now where was it? It was this video right here popped off for no specific reason. So you probably came from there, saw the furry icon, was like, yep, then left there. That's probably what happened, because that's where I think 500 of these came from. So yeah, very, very epic times. All right, let's try rolling on. I wanna try make it to the end of this chapter before I switch up to doing FNAF. When done this section, let's see. We can then. Okay, there we are. Yeah. So I want to get to like the summary down here and then go there because I want to have like a good concept of like what scripting languages I use before FNAFery. Yes, okay. The next page. Okay, those are understandable enough. I'm probably gonna skip over some of this because I understand very primitive coding basics. Like I don't need to read like, oh, this is what a dot operator is. So yes, I understand that. It says empty. Yep, I can do that. Yep, that makes sense. Attach the script to the node. That makes complete sense. I know I'm skipping over most of this, but I hope that's more relevant. Change the template field from node default to object empty. Okay. Create a new script. Okay. From node default to object empty. I'm guessing that makes it so that the script is just completely blank. Dot operator. Sorry, dot operator is the wrong thing. Like the dot accessor. Like, you know how I can do like the wrong thing. How I can just do something very, very simple. Like, you know, like math dot I don't know, pi. Like just something basic like that, right? That's what I meant. Very, very simple, very basic. I have a magic for turning something simple into something that's a pain in the ass. Let's see. Leave the other yeah, okay, leave the options default. No, not imports. So like, what I'm referring to is like if I have like, like if I say something like a class car, I don't remember the exact syntax for this, so apologies. But then it's like I have like, a function which is technically a method, which is like engine. I can't think of how to spell engine there for a second. Engine start like this, and then console.log room. And then later, I would then say like, what is it? It would be like new car, I'm gonna do car, Honda, and then like later I would then do like Honda.start. Like that's kind of what I'm referring to. And yeah, this is absolute garbage, as I'm sure you're well aware. I've done like a good amount of like leak code questions in like C++. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't even hate object notation. It's just one of those things where it just has never stuck the like proper like semantics of like how to write a class. I've done it like a couple dozen times now, and it's just like I write it, it gets out of my brain, and so does all the knowledge. It's just I don't know. Makes me want to suffer. Okay, yes. So extends 2D sprite. Every file imports a class. The extenders defines the class, and the script inherits or extends. In this case, it's sprite 2D, meaning our script will get to access all of the properties and functions of the sprite 2D node, including the class that extends, like node, 2D, canvas item, and node. In GDScript, if you omit the line with extends keyword, your class will implicitly extend ref counted. Is ref counted just, ooh, that is a lot of inherits. Okay. A base class for an object that keeps a reference count. Okay, so is that like Rust RC like system? No idea, honestly. Unlike object other types, ref counted keeps an internal reference counter so that they are automatically released when no longer in use. And only then. Ref counts therefore do not need to be freed manually with object.free. Ref counted instances in a cyclic reference that will not be freed automatically. For example, if a node holds a reference to node to instance A, which directly inherits holds a reference back to A's reference count will be 2. Destruction of the node will leave A dangling with a reference count of 1. There will be a memory leak to prevent this. One of references in the cycle can be made weak with global scope.weakref. Okay. That's gonna be pain. Awesome. So it's basically just a blank type with a reference counter, I think, because I don't really know what properties it would have by default. What I noticed today, marks the first time one of my videos has gotten 400 views. Very epic. Happy you can get some bopping. Let us keep rolling now, because I should probably transition to the whole FNAF thing at some point. Let's see. Hello world. Yeah, standard indentation. I believe the underscore here denotes like if it's blank, don't worry, it'll be used later. We're not gonna bother with the C# stuff because yeah. Let's see, let's break it down. The func keyword defines a new function named underscore init. This is a special name for our class constructor. The engine calls underscore init every object or node creating it in memory. If you define this function, GDScript is an indent-based language. The tab at the start of a new line that says print is necessary for the code to work. If you omit or do not indent the line correctly, the editor will highlight in red and display the following error message: indented block expected. The bane of my existence. I just want to style my code my own way. It's a form of artistic expression. Saving the scene as sprite underscore 2d.tcn. If you haven't already, then press that to run it. If we look at the output at the bottom panel, it says hello world. Yeah, this is basically a console log. Delete the underscore init function, and you're only left with the extend sprite 2D turning around. It's time to make our node rotate. To do so, we're going to add a number to the variables in our script. Basically, just variable angular speed is equal to pi. The variable member sits near the top of the script after the script extends the line with the four functions. Every node instance of the script is attached and will have its own copy of speed and angular speed properties. Okay. To move our icon, we need to update its position and rotation every frame in the game loop. We can run this. We can use the underscore process virtual function of the node class if you can define it in any class that extends the node class. Like sprite2d godot will carry the function every frame and passes an argument named delta, the time elapsed since last frame. Games may work by rendering many images per second. This is called a frame. They do so in a loop. We measure this frame rate at we measure the rate in which a game produces images in FPS, frames per second. Most games aim for 60 FPS, although you might find figures like 30 FPS or on slower mobile devices, or 90 to 40 on VR games. The engine and game developers do their best to update the world and render images at a consistent time interval, but there are always small variances between render frames. This is why the engine provides us with a delta time value, making our motion independent of our frame rate. Very epic and cool. At the bottom of the script, we define a function, function underscore process with the variable of delta, or argument, I should say. Rotation is plus equal to angular speed times delta. The func keyword defines a new function. After we have to write the functor's name and arguments in it. It takes in the parentheses, yeah, basically what you said. A colon ends the definition, and the indent block allows for and the end of the block that follows are the function's content or instructions. Notice how underscore process, like underscore starts with underscore. Yeah. By convention, Godot's virtual functions, that is to say, built-in functions you can override to communicate with the engine, start with an underscore. I'm pretty sure the underscore as well just denotes like anything like I understand this is empty right now. I'll define it later. Shut up, leave me alone. Yeah, to put it in a technical way. The line inside the function rotation plus equals angular speed times delta increments our sprite rotation every frame. Here, rotation is properly inherited from the class node2d, which sprite2d extends and controls the rotation of our node and works with radians. In the code editor, you can command click or control click, depending on the platform, on any built-in property function, like and open the corresponding documentation in a new tab. Run the scene to see this. Yes. So actually, quick little side thing I'll add because I can basically speed run this is if we open up the godot, discard local changes. Whoops. Let's just delete this. Can I? Is there not like a command delete option? Yeah. There we are. What they basically mentioned was drag this up and in. Or I guess it wants to be dragged into the scene directly. Really? There we go. I was gonna say like that felt a bit weird. Drag that in. Script. New script. Rotate underscore icon. And then what they basically just said, long story short, is now we get to bring out my wonderful child that I love. Let's see. Whoops, wrong one. There we are. And then now from in here, they're basically just saying, you know, var speed equals, I believe it was 400. And then we'll do, what is it? It's, I think they define it in the process loop, but I'm not going to do that. And then we'll do, actually, no, I think we can define these just, outside in a, like a global, thing. Unexpected identifier in the class. Like, oh, maybe it doesn't want to be like that. Yeah, unused variable. And then if I, mark that with an underscore. Yep, and it immediately goes away. Almost like I knew what I was saying for a second. And then what was the other one? It was like pi is equal to, and then how did was that referenced again? It was literally just, yeah, it's just apple p. Yeah, we're a semicolon household. And then now that's done. I think I can define it out here though, can't I? Like, do I do like var speed, var pi, define it on the run, and then if we run down to the process delta, we'll do rotation plus equals I think it's speed we wanted. I don't actually recall what it was supposed to be. It was rotation plus equals angular speed. Var angular underscore speed. I'm just going to type what I say because hey, it fills the empty void that is in all of our souls with my annoying ass voice. Angular. Why do I feel like I spelled that wrong? The sex is kicking in. I don't know. Our needs parameter delta. Yes, times delta is what we needed. Delta blank, and then because I'm not a monster, I am going to encase that in a brackets like so, and then that should be I think good to run. So if we now go back to godot, select current, and I should see the boy doing a spinning. There's an error at process. Rotate icon underscore add function. Nil and float in operator. Excuse me. I don't believe you're supposed to be doing that. You know what? That might just. Oh, I see. Because I didn't give it the underscore. Let's just very quickly delete that. Shadowed variable. Oh yes, because I want to do that real quickly. Okay. Now that should be good. At a glance, I'm not really reading that actually. I'm just kind of just winging it. Nil and float operator. What? How is it still nil? I thought it was just a simple mistake with the definition. Oh, because it is speed instead of angular speed. I'm a complete angular speed. Thank you, Neobim. There we are. Okay, now. Whoa! We Tokyo drifted in this house. Yes, a bit. That's why. That is a value that probably needs to be lowered to like maybe 40 on an optimistically low level. Yeah, we got carjacked in here. My cringy song that I made when I was like 17. Life is pain and all that. Yeah, your car gonna get jacked by me because I'm a jacker. It's like a hacker, but more inappropriate. There we go. Okay, that seems like a more appropriate spinny boy speed. Okay. Yeah. With me, it is but a roller coaster. You never know what the fuck will happen. Yes, we saw the var variable. We define a local variable named velocity and a vector 2D representing both direction and speed to make this node move forward. Oh, I see how this is doing its thing now. I thought it was going to be like, there's like a center hidden point like right here, and then it's rotating around that, like this point's rotating, and this is doing nothing else. But no, the up is like perspective based or whatever. So if I do, like I see where this is attempting to go. So if I do like something like speed is equal to 40, sure. We can then define, what was it? It was define velocity as something, and then do something with that something. So I would be doing something like. Is there a velocity inherently? No.
Okay. So define new variable named var velocity is a not an OPD. It would be a vector 2, I believe it was, which is going to be equal to. Do I use the curly bracket or do I use the angle bracket notation? Looks like angle brackets. Trying to find thing vector 2 in variable scope. Vector 2 cannot assign value type of array variable -1. Okay, that makes sense. So I would do 4 0. I'm just gonna throw out there as a random winger kabinger. Can assign array to variable velocity with specified value type. Because I'm using array notation. So how would I pass that in as a variable? Would that be just effectively these brackets instead? Blah 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 by 24. Congratulations, you have met me my entire life. Okay, I actually have no idea how to pass this in then. I figured I would give it a shot, but hey, I have no idea. So I'm defining a var named velocity, which will then be equal to a vector2.up.rotated rotation times speed. Okay, that is certainly a statement. So, oh, they just define it preemptively up here. That makes sense. I want to move this up because I'm an alphabetical person. Speed is equal to pi. Speed is equal to let's do 40. Angular speed is equal to 4. And then I'll predefine a variable named velocity. And then I'm going to close that window that I actually clicked ages ago. And then in I'm going to do just here, kind of like as it's saying. Velocity is equal to a vector 2 dot up. Oh, sorry. Dot rotated, and then it wants rotation. Times speed. I imagine 40 is going to be a bit aggressive, so let's lower that. Oh no, it's 400. Alright, we'll go 40. And then is there going to be times delta time? Nope. Position plus equals velocity. Whoops, wrong window. Alright, let's see. Oh, wrong one. Position plus equals velocity times delta. Velocity. Velocity. Cool. Okay, so there's that. I see your message, Adam. I will get there in just a second. I just want to make sure this runs before I potentially get on another tangent because life and things. Oh yeah, it looks like it's doing a small Tokyo drift. I can't tell though if that's just the center being messed up. So I'm gonna very quickly adjust the speed to be 400 like they specified. And then we'll do a quick reload. I'm gonna nudge this window over just a teeny bit. And then oh, they're going for it! They're doing a heckin' spinny! They're doing a spin. Look at that. Look at that. We will leave them over here. We will name them John, and they are now our child. That is where they live. They will save humanity from the Covenant in some year, sometime, and that is how we will exist in humanity. This is like in games when you said the one cockroach in like a corner that has like a very small obvious animation path. Random thought: if we put something below 0 Kelvin somehow. Or sorry, cool something below 0 Kelvin somehow. Would it overflow, then becoming the hottest temperature in the universe? No, actually. So at least not with my basic understanding. So the way that I understand it is basically there it is so the understanding is that heat as a concept is effectively a wave, right? With that being roughly zero, right? So what the way that I remember watching this from, I think it was a have fun. We might be transitioning on to something else by the time you get back, so fingers crossed. But yeah, to answer the nerd snipe is if you cool something, you're effectively changing the vibration rate to be like slower, not necessarily weaker, but slower, right? So by making something absolute zero, it effectively has absolutely zero motion. However, the way that I had it explained by I don't know how else to explain them other than like YouTube Tech Jesus. He's the guy with like white hair, Kyle Voss, I want to say, but I don't know if that's entirely it. Where basically the idea is that the superheating, if you get it too small, it effectively gets so tight that it eventually just cancels out and just effectively can't even um be like an actual function of heat. It's kind of the idea of, I guess, like an integer overflow where like if you make a number too big it eventually becomes zero, but it doesn't work the other way like that. Um or so is my very, very primitive understanding. Um I feel like I'm gonna have to sneeze. I can't tell. I can't tell if Sneezy's gonna do a sneezy. I'm gonna assume not, and hopefully it just happens. Um. So what I want to see very quickly is I want to try to understand this code better. So so my guess is that angular speed in a rotation, or sorry, using the rotation property, I am imagining that that's an absolute value, as in we're not applying a torque force to it. We're just applying a constant, like, yeah, you're rotating thing. And then that's basically just getting the value of angular speed times delta, which would basically just be, a value that's forever increasing based on whatever base unit delta is using. Velocity is a vector 2 dot up dot rotated dot rotation. So if I had to interpret this, because I'm not amazing with this physics stuff yet, it would be the vector 2, you're basically like you're creating a vector 2 as a data type. You're then addressing the up axis, which because it's a 2D environment in Godot, I believe is a Y. Then you are rotating it using the rotated function. So you're effectively translating the grid, instead of the grid being an absolute XY like this. I imagine you're basically taking this and then you're timesing it by like a rotation, which then basically means that, like, the vector is going to be equal to, like, the set rotation is how I'm interpreting it. That's how I'm imagining it so far. I don't actually know that's the case. That's how I'm interpreting it. Whoops. Cancel. Again, to see how the sauce is made there. And then let's see. Good dot. And then from there, position plus equals velocity times delta. So position would be the 2D coordinate, which is going to be equal to whatever this velocity is, like as a coordinate, plus equals delta. So how would the rotation on that work? I'm trying to think, because I'm trying to understand what Johnny Boy over here is doing, and I'm trying to understand how that would work in a math context. Because what I'm imagining right now is it's effectively a offset that's rotating around the center point, kind of near the cursor of the mouse, like the point of it. and then what's effectively happening in my brain hole is that um it is effectively using a constant offset but then rotating it is how I'm imagining it. So what if I were to take, say, the rotation. So okay, so if I were to take just the speed as an example, if I were to do like a vector up, let's do just equals speed. Whoop, wrong thing. Is equal to speed. Can I find remember speed on base type 2? Oh yes. Dot rotated speed. Or I guess rotated and just times speed. I think dot rotated. I'm just gonna break it on the new line. Rotated. Rotated times speed. Yeah. Okay. Times speed. Is it expecting an argument? Yeah, too few arguments. Okay. So what if it's then just rotated? Because if it's trying to rotate itself, then it should be just rotating in place. But if it's not, then it's going to be then Johnny's going to be running laps. Okay, so it is actually a applied like a sort of kinematic controller. Like it's not actually applying the graph offset like I was imagining. So let's see. I'm just trying to like how to read this. So then what if I were to set... No, the position is still being calculated. Okay. So what if I were to do this? I were to re-add it back. But then I were instead to just comment out the position property and see how that goes. Oh, so it's still rotating in place. So the velocity is... I'm trying to understand how the rotated property in this instant works. And that's what's confusing me, because I don't understand, like, is it... Okay, it's probably just calculating the position and then rotating it, and then speed is accounting for the time. Which makes sense enough, and then the position would be... You get the velocity, and then you effectively offset it by the time. I think that's how that would work. No idea, honestly. Did I just get a motherfucking text message? I don't know. Let's see. Chuggy gluggy. Okay. Let us roll forward. So where were we with the documentation? Let's see. Okay, I should probably read this part actually, because this is the part where I'm like having issues. Let's make the node move. Add the following two lines inside the process function. This will ensure the new lines are indented the same way as rotation. Plus equals angular underscore speed times delta line before them. Example. As we already saw, the var keyword defines new var. If you put it in the top of the script, it defines property of the class. Inside the function, defines a local variable. It only exists within the function's scope. We define a local variable named velocity, a 2D vector representing both a direction and a speed. To make the node move forward, we start with the vector 2D's class as constant vector 2.up. A vector pointing up, rotated by calling the vector 2 method rotate in this expression. Okay, so it does rotate it after getting it, and is a vector pointing forward relative to our icon. Okay. Multiplied by our speed property, this gives us a velocity we can use to move the node forward. Okay, so it's not... So I misinterpreted it. Basically, it's moving the node, it's rotating it. It's getting the node, it's rotating it, it's getting the new position, it's applying the new position, and then doing that basically on loop.
Okay. Our node currently moves itself. In the next part, listen to player input. We'll use the player to control it. Complete the script. Here's the complete sprite underscore 2d.gd file for reference. Yep, mine is close enough to that. It does basically the same thing with some different things. More VSync issues. Awesome. Did that not do because. Whoop. Oh, I can't update, so we will suffer. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I'm not going to bed yet. Sleep. Fuck you. What I will do, I think I will pause here, and then what our goal will be is tomorrow we will aim to have the we will learn the player input. I think that's a good place to hold. Let me summon a call from a certain someone. Bones! Get over here! Bob Shalab! Call me on Discord, you nerd! You nerd! The nerd! And I'm actually gonna start my Windows system because absolute pain and cancer. I can't tell if I turned it on or if I just half-clicked the button. So we'll see in a second, I suppose. Let's. Oh, a pupper wants to be let in. Whoop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Hey, I hear you, little man. I hear you, little man. Oh, I just realized my car lights are still on, so I'm gonna have to do the BRB real quickly, and I will be back in uno momento.